In a shocking event, a big tragedy struck the skies over Washington, D.C. Yes, we are talking about the horrific mid-air collision over Washington, which has left the world in disbelief.
So that's why I wanted to share their story. But you just never think like something like this could happen to you.
An American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter crashed in a tragic accident, claiming the lives of all 67 people on board. How could two aircraft, equipped with advanced technology and guided by experienced pilots, end up on a collision course? What went wrong in the final moments before impact? And who, if anyone, is responsible for this tragedy? These are the questions investigators and aviation experts are racing to answer. Today, we break down everything you need to know about this devastating incident. Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel Covered, where we cover the most mysterious and jaw-dropping stories from history to the present day. Before getting into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. It was a routine evening over Washington, D.C. Flights were arriving and departing as usual, and among them was an American Airlines regional jet, a Bombardier CRJ-700, preparing for its final approach to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. On board were 60 passengers and 4 crew members, unaware that within moments, their journey would take a catastrophic turn. At the same time, the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter was flying over the Potomac River. It carried 3 military personnel on what was supposed to be a standard training mission. The helicopter hovered just above its designated altitude, a seemingly minor deviation, until fate intervened. Air traffic controllers noticed something alarming. The two aircraft were on intersecting paths, closing in on each other fast. In just seconds, the unthinkable happened. Eyewitnesses on the ground described a horrifying scene. A sudden flash, a deafening explosion, and pieces of wreckage falling from the sky. The jet lost control instantly, plummeting into the river, while the helicopter disintegrated mid-air. But the main question, who was at fault? Preliminary findings indicate conflicting altitude readings between the two aircraft. Data from the jet's flight recorder showed it was at approximately 325 feet at the time of impact, while tower data indicated the helicopter was at 200 feet, presenting a 100-foot discrepancy that investigators are working to reconcile. The Black Hawk helicopter involved in the fatal collision with an American Airlines jet was twice warned about the approaching aircraft by air traffic control.
Did you see that? 472. American 3130, go around, turn left end 250, climb maintain 3000.
Left end 350, 3000, American 3130.
Lucy 5347, go around, climb maintain 3000, flight
3000, heading, go around 3000, Blue Streak 5347.
Blackjack 3, can you return to base? Blackjack 3, proceed directly to Glebe. I need you to land. I need you to land immediately. Can you go to Dulles for a few minutes? Also 7, proceed due westbound, contact Dulles Tower 120.1. Muscle 13, can you go to Baltimore?
With the first alert coming at least 2 minutes before the crash, according to a report by the Washington Post. Aviation experts who analyzed the radio transmissions from Wednesday night revealed that a soldier aboard the Black Hawk had requested visual separation, indicating that the crew could see the jet and would maintain a safe distance. Air traffic control approved this request both times. Despite these warnings, just 12 seconds after the second alert from the control tower, at 8:48 p.m., the helicopter and the passenger jet tragically collided. According to aviation experts who reviewed the recordings, the warnings from air traffic control suggest that the helicopter crew had ample time to react and avoid the American Airlines plane. However, it appears that the crew may have been distracted by another object in their line of sight, which caused them to overlook the approaching flight. As a result, they failed to take the necessary action to prevent the collision with the jet. If he had been focused on the correct aircraft, the collision could have been avoided, said the retired National Transportation Safety Board investigator Scott Dunham.
Fire crews, along with regional partners, have been working closely with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers on recovery and salvage operations. As of this update, we have positively identified 55 sets of remains.
Shortly after that, about noon, we had the fuselage out of the water, and then about 2:30 this afternoon, we began our salvage operations to begin to bring the wing out of the water. Those were our goals for today. The fuselage, the engine, and the wing, we are on our way. Right now, we anticipate that most of those items will end up on the barge, like we talked about last night, stay overnight, and is secured and covered.
They were miles apart. The resolution only takes seconds. Flight path data reveals another plane trailing the American Airlines flight, located about 11 miles from the helicopter. Dunham suggested that, especially at night, the second aircraft could have been mistaken for the American Airlines jet arriving from Wichita, making it challenging for the helicopter crew to distinguish between the two. Here's another piece of information that is interesting in understanding the cause of the incident. One of the control towers at Reagan National Airport was reportedly understaffed at the time of the crash, potentially affecting communication and coordination between aircraft. If the staff was present, the possibility is that communication might have been smoother. The black boxes from both the aircraft can be the missing piece in the puzzle that can give the insights that wouldn't be possible otherwise. Luckily, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, has retrieved the black boxes from both aircraft. The helicopter's combined cockpit voice and flight data recorder, along with the airliner's two separate recorders, are reported to be in usable condition despite some water damage. These devices are made with durable material so that it can stand almost any adversity and still work. Investigators are optimistic about extracting data from these devices to understand the events leading up to the collision. The investigation is ongoing, with authorities analyzing data from the recovered flight recorders and interviewing air traffic controllers to determine the exact cause of the accident. A preliminary report is expected within 30 days, but comprehensive findings may take a year or more. Tragically, no one from the incident survived. Following the tragic mid-air collision over Washington, D.C., recovery teams have faced significant challenges due to adverse weather conditions. As of now, 42 bodies have been recovered from the Potomac River, leaving 25 individuals still unaccounted for. The U.S. Army has officially identified 2 of the 3 soldiers killed during the incident. Chief Warrant Officer 2 Andrew Eves, 39, and Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hara, 28, were aboard a UH-60 military helicopter when it collided with the American Airlines jet over the Potomac River in Washington. At the request of her family, the military has chosen not to disclose the identity of the third soldier, a female service member presumed dead in the crash. According to an Army spokesperson, her remains have not yet been recovered. In response to the incident, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has restricted helicopter flights near Reagan Washington National Airport to prevent future mishaps. American Airlines retires Flight 5342 in honor of crash victims. The airline has officially announced that flight number 5342 will be permanently retired. This decision aligns with aviation industry practices, where flight numbers associated with major accidents are withdrawn as a mark of respect for the victims and to prevent any lasting negative associations. American Airlines CEO Robert Isom expressed deep sorrow over the incident, which claimed the lives of 64 passengers and crew members aboard the jet, along with 3 military personnel in the helicopter. He stated that the tragedy weighs heavily on our airline, the industry, and the world. We all grieve the tragic incident, and we send our heartfelt condolences to the grieving families. Let us know your thoughts about the incident in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you found this informative, give this video a big thumbs up and we will see you in the next one.